And I know it's such a small thing that, not buying something is such a small thing, but it has a huge impact on one, our wallet, two, our house or the area we live in, but three, it has a huge impact on the planet as well. Take a little peek behind the curtain, see how your things really get to you, understand that process, understand how the fabric is grown, how the apples are grown, how they get to you, and then what happens when they leave your house. You will start to question everything in a good way, I think. And you, like, I guess also for your mindset. But, when you start to take a peek behind the curtain, you'll realize what the effort and the humanity and the, production is put into these items. Like the cotton has to be grown, watered, traveled across continents. Like when you take a peek behind the curtain, you'll start to realize, you'll start to question, and then you'll be like, okay, yeah, I don't really need 6,000 t-shirts in my wardrobe. I can live with just two. So, you'll be able to save money for a really cool trip somewhere, or you'll be able to buy organic food, or what matters most to you. It's a really weird thing to come out of sustainability, but buy less, save money, eat better, or travel better, or whatever.
You have
Yeah.
to be a little bit more conscious so you can save yourself, your health, and your money.
Keep the good bits, get rid of the bad bits. But we just need to sort of recenter and refocus and really figure out what we want to do, rather than be driven by this overconsumption world that is happening right now. You know, I love shopping as much as the next person, but honestly, for me right now, I don't even go shopping because it's too overwhelming. There's so many ways you can play and be sustainable in fashion, but also, experiment. But I think we need to look at slow fashion and sustainability as a whole, as not a burden, but something we can experience and really hone in on our values.
The last thing and the last section that we have on this podcast and this webisode is about what I'm going to be asking your insights again.
I'm really excited about alternative materials, like, alternatives to leather. There's things being made from, things that aren't like plastic. So, when you think of veganism, it's usually vegan leather, which is plastic most of the time, but also has a huge environmental footprint. Like she traveled to, I think it was part of the Amazon jungle somewhere, and found people making like this sort of a rubber sort of fabric, and then she found someone close by who makes it into a jacket. And I think people just getting excited about this sector as well, and that they are like, putting their values to it, and like, creating different things and thinking outside the box, and using, like, there's a guy in Melbourne as well, called Into Carry, and he makes bags out of plastic, like chip packets and stuff. And like, if you're carrying a bag that's made out of like old bonsai boxes, that's really a conversation starter and that sort of thing. So I think, yeah, materials, innovation, creating, using natural fibers, but sort of, going in more of a vegan way. People getting excited about secondhand fashion, reusing waste, that sort of thing.
And that's actually the whole point of this podcast too, because people like you or the other guests that we have before have so much insights because of your experiences. And you guys are the first one in this industry, or the one of the first ones out there of it, what's happening, and get more conscious or get more education regarding this.
Just dive down your special subject and get really weird about it is my tip.
So, what advice would you give to emerging creators that are coming up, founders and everyday consumers who are just getting started?
I think just research is my biggest tip. Like, find your little niche and experiment with that, and then sort of, you can always, I think they all bleed into each other as well. Like often I get in my head and be like, oh, my content's not cool enough. Like, I don't post enough, but also like, so what? I just started talking about it and people resonated.
That's how I learned, and that's how I'm still growing in anything, not just sustainability, but any part of my life. You have to be learn a skill or learn about more stuff in it so you can be more, educated
Yeah,
about it.
still talking about these subjects, but I think I just need to step away to refine my center, and then get back into it and keep sharing this message, because that's what I want to do.
Lastly, any message you want to give to the people, and anything you want to say out, or you think that, the world should be hearing or should know about this thing.
I think just, if you have, I think with sustainability, people get caught up and think that, I have to buy this thing to be sustainable. I can find it in my house. So I think just take a step back, think about what you have,